This program is brought to you by LaSalle High School, Cincinnati, Ohio. 3091 North Bend Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45239. For more information, go to www.lasallehs.net.
This is LaSalle Witness, another edition this week. Hi, I'm Deacon Pat Palumbo, sitting in for Joe Seifert, who couldn't make it this morning. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming retreat. The retreat on January the 9th at LaSalle High School, January the 9th, 2016. Sitting here next to me is Barrett Cohen, and I'm going to start with the retreat came out of the summit that was held at LaSalle, and it was one of the items that the alumni were looking for. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about and what people were really asking for?
Well, first of all, how about Joe Strecker saying that we won't get out of here before like midnight, because I'm down here in the mecca of radio here at iHeart Studios. So, Joe, thanks for turning my mic on. But this is a lot of fun. I mean, it started back in 2 years ago. We had our first alumni summit, Pat, as you know, and there was a number one request was for faith formation opportunities, and that's really something that we took very seriously, and took a look at all the information that came from that alumni summit. And the one thing that they said is the alumni wanted, over 200 alumni that were there said they wanted faith formation opportunities. So what did that mean? So upon completion of the alumni summit, we basically formed a board. Although we can't call it a board, it's now what is known as the Alumni Leadership Council. And Pat, you took over the reins as the chairperson for that role, and have done a great job. And we put together our first men's retreat, and it was really something that.
Well, you did do a little arm twisting on that.
Perhaps. I think what I did is I greased the wheels with my dad. I had him call you first. My dad also a deacon, and I know you two are good friends, but I had him call you to grease the wheels first. It might have actually been his idea, I think, to get you into that role. And certainly you've done a great job, and I'm really excited about this retreat on January 9th, and I'll let you talk more about it.
Well, I'm excited for a number of reasons. The theme of the retreat is we are called for more. So as men of faith, living in a world that, well, actually, where, it's kind of difficult to live your faith in today's world and to be a man of faith. And so the theme is we are called for more. We were baptized, confirmed into the Catholic faith, and our faith does call us to live the gospel values. And how do we live the gospel values in a world that is increasingly rejecting those values? So the retreat is an opportunity to do a couple things. First, it's an opportunity to come back to LaSalle. So if you haven't been to LaSalle in a while, it's an opportunity to come back, see what's going on there. I think you're going to be very impressed and happy with what you see. Secondly, it's an opportunity to spend some time with some fellow alums. The retreat's going to be from 9 to 3 on Saturday, so it's not a huge commitment, but it's an opportunity to really take a little bit of time out in your busy schedule and spend some time just reflecting on and being with the Lord, really. And that's probably the key part. It's an opportunity for all of us to spend some time in the company of our good and gracious God. We have really a good day planned. We have two keynote speakers. The one of those is Bishop Joe Binzer, a fellow 73 alum. I graduated in 1973.
Did they have black and white? Was everything black and white in 73? I mean, black.
No, there was a little color in 73.
I hope we have no older alum listening to this.
Tom Loomy, the principal, graduated in 1973.
That was a good class. That was a very good class.
So there's a lot of other really great alums that were in 73. So Bishop Joe Binzer will be with us today, and he'll be giving the address in the afternoon. Father Kyle Schnippel. Father Kyle has been the vocation director in the Archdiocese for the last 10 years, and about a year ago he was appointed the pastor of St. John Neumann Parish, and now he's the pastor of both St. John Neumann and Corpus Christi. And so Father Kyle will be with us, and he will be talking in the morning session. And these two talks are going to be on the theme that we are called for more. And how do we live our faith in our world today? And what kind of practical examples are there for us to live our faith? And so those are two of the speakers that will be there.
Can we talk for a second, if we could? And I know Joe's rolling his eyes, probably going, "Man, Barrett's going to talk." And Joe, feel free to jump on here as well. But I think in today, and we'll talk, I'm sure, on the retreat. But really, if you look at all the problems that we have in our society, Pat, is really all, in my opinion, I think we're lacking good quality spiritual men who really can be the spiritual leader of the home. It's not always the spiritual leader, but we really, and myself included, get caught up in the day. Before we went on the air, I'm talking about how busy I am with homecoming, or how busy I am at work, or how busy you are, and I think sometimes we forget the priorities are sometimes messed up, and I think there's a lot of Lasallian men who perhaps don't have much of a faith life at all, and I think we need to do a better job of being great spiritual leaders and not just our community but our home. And I think this is a retreat that you put together is a great opportunity for guys like me or anybody else, no matter where they are in their faith journey. I mean, whether it's somebody who might go to church every day. Some people don't feel like they have to do that. Maybe they're the Christmas Mass type person. Maybe they don't go to church at all. This retreat, I think, and if you can speak to this, is for anybody in any walk of the journey that they're on. This is an important process, and they're invited as well.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point, Barrett. We're given a gift. Every one of us is given a gift, and that gift is the gift of faith. Now, like any gift, and we're coming upon the Christmas season now, and so we're going to receive a lot of gifts. And, sometimes we're enthusiastic about that gift, and we can't wait to open it up, can't wait to see what's in it. Other times we open it up, we look at it, and we say, okay, well, I'm going to put that on the shelf for a while. Sometimes gifts don't even get open. That's kind of an analogy of the gift of faith. And we're on different paths. Some of us have opened that gift up, embraced it, started using it, and started to see how we could put it to use in many different ways. Well, maybe your gift has been on the shelf for a while. Maybe the faith has been on the shelf for a while.
That's a good analogy. And I think for me, and I'm just opening myself up a little bit, which is what this show is all about, not just me, anybody, any alum. You don't have to be an alum, but if you want to talk about your faith, come on this show and do so with Joe or yourself. But for me, using that analogy, I'm a guy, I've opened that gift. I've played with that toy, played with that gift. I put it back on the shelf, and I forget about it for a while.
Yeah.
And then it takes things like this for me to get it back off the shelf a little bit.
And you know what? That's what our spiritual journey is really all about. It's not a straight path. It's a winding road. And so this is a great opportunity to just take a little bit of time out of your day and to share with some other alums and listen to some opportunities of how to, unwrap that gift, how to use it, how to put it to use in your life and with your family. Now, if you don't want to say anything at the retreat, it's fine. It's not a problem. Just come. Just experience it. Don't worry about.
And that's probably the number one fear of most men, specifically, and is that they feel they have to. You don't, like you said. You say nothing. Come, bring yourself, and sometimes it's just good, just as you said earlier, just to sit in the holy presence of God, and to just experience the Holy Spirit. And I'm pretty confident, having gone through several retreats in recent years, being involved now with Kairos at LaSalle. For me personally, not for everybody, but for me personally, it's been life-changing. And I really am excited to potentially see the benefits I received. Other alumni have this platform to do it as well. And can't thank you and Joe Strecker enough for doing this and giving us this platform to even talk about it, Joe. It's a tremendous gift that you provided us as well to be able to do this.
Well, this is my present back to LaSalle High School, since there's always other means in order to give back. So, in my job, I have access to studios and to getting the message out. So, I took it upon myself to donate time and my expertise, because when I think it was a couple months ago when we had the last meeting, one of the things that was on the agenda list was doing a radio program like this. And I was like, well, that's kind of what I do. So this is me giving back, saying, hey, this is my little part to help out.
I can't say enough, thanks enough also, Joe. And today, Joe was so gracious. He gave Barrett and I, and Barrett's probably seen all this stuff before, but this was the first time that I've been to the studios here at iHeart in Kenwood. And Joe took us around and showed us the control rooms and the studios and that. I felt like a little boy in a toy factory. So it was great.
You're going to get out of the whole diaconate program, and you're going to now enter radio, aren't you? Now?
No. I'm not going.
Wasn't that good? Wasn't that good?
Yeah. So let me just say this: so we will have Bishop Joe Binzer with us and Father Kyle with us, but we're also going to have an opportunity to experience different forms of prayer. So we'll be starting off our day with morning prayer, and Bishop Binzer will be saying Mass in the afternoon to kind of send us off. So it's going to be a day filled with a lot of different opportunities to experience both prayer and get some practical ideas of how we can put our faith into action. And so, Barrett, let's talk a little bit about, if guys are wanting to come, what do they do?
So it's real simple. If you go to lasallehs.net/called for more, it's that simple. There'll be a registration page on there, and you can register. And the one thing we talked about, we didn't want this to be a money-making thing for LaSalle. Obviously, we don't want to have an impediment for any alumni to say, listen, if you're looking for a reason not to go to this thing, money would be a good one. So we wanted to eliminate that from all possibilities. So this is a free event. A free retreat, and
it doesn't get any better than that.
No, that's my middle name, and when we're spending some resources from a school, Matt Durker's really, he gives me the okay on whether we do things for free or not, and this is something that he really believes strongly in, and we're going to spend some resources to make this happen, because we do a lot of fun stuff at LaSalle, Pat, as you know, but this is the baseline of everything that's happening within our alumni association, as we talked about earlier. Folks can just go right on the website, just say yes. Just say yes. You're going to do it. Maybe it's because your wife's going to force you, whatever reason. Just get there, lasallehs.net //called for more, and you'll find all the registration information right there. It's that simple. If you don't like the internet, if it intimidates you, call me. 212-5111. That's my cell phone, 212-5111, and I'll do it myself for you.
And it would be great to know how many guys are going to be coming so that we can prepare for the event. So we're going to have a continental breakfast, coffee, light refreshments, and there's going to be lunch served up from La Rosa. So
our buddy Mike La Rosa, LaSalle grad, Mark La Rosa, going to take care of us for lunch as well. So it's going to be
that's great.
If you just like La Rosa's pizza,
whatever
your hook is, whatever your hook is to get there, we're confident you're going to leave a new man. And there's guys coming. I don't think I told you this. There's folks coming from my home parish at St. Margaret of York coming to this.
Fantastic.
So it is a LaSalle alumni-driven event. But if somebody comes up to me and says they want to go to this, by all means, bring them. So
bring them.
If you got a friend that maybe you're afraid to go by yourself and you want somebody, you need a co-pilot, bring them. Yep. And experience the Holy Spirit. And I'm really excited because if you haven't heard Bishop Joe speak,
he's great.
I have not heard Father Kyle, but Bishop Joe is incredible.
They're both really good. And now I have to warn you, Father Kyle did teach at Elder. Okay, so he's got a lot of purple. Okay, but he was gracious enough to say he would join us for the morning session, and I think that'd be great. So hey, we're coming off a real big high here at LaSalle after the Lancers went back to back for Division II football titles, and so we want to follow that up with a really great retreat here in January.
There's no doubt about it. And if you think about it too, it's not – I always say it's a great time to be a Lancer fan, and I think sometimes people question, he's just saying that because he works there. He's the alumni director. But and I know Joe – we pipe Joe up. Joe, you've been around LaSalle now even before we won a state championship and that –
right.
It's not just sports. I mean, in the classroom, Joe, you walk the hallways with me. You're in the classrooms. You're talking to the kids. You're hanging around the alumni. It's a lot of fun. And quit hiding behind the bushes. Quit being that guy that's kind of peeking over the bushes and say, hey, I want to get involved, but I don't know really how to do it. Just show up.
Just show up. I'm sure there's something for you to do. It not necessarily has to do with sports, but I mean, it can do with academics. It can do with just. I know Greg Lynch, who was on last week. He has stuff to do, and just show up. Just show up.
And Pat, of course, is here speaking on behalf, and that's what this whole show is designed for, the faith pillar, right, Joe? But there's 4 other pillars. You got leadership. Right. Matt Beringhouse, which is a professional collision course and business association, that types of things. Scholarship is where we bring alumni in to work with our existing kids. Of course, we got the faith, and then you got the service with what you talked about with Greg Lynch, and community with Bob Bookman. And so there's a lot of stuff going on. No matter what your appetite or what's good for your palate, we have it for you. So just show up.
There's a place for everybody. I'm sure there's a place in every pillar for you. And it's just get involved. You just got to get involved. I mean, if that could be any kind of message from that I could give, it's just get involved.
Show up.
Just show up.
That's right. Some people can do it financially. Some people can do it like you with your services and your gestures or something like this. So there's something for everybody. And listen, we're all over the news. Mm-hmm. I think LaSalle football team's been at Paul Brown Stadium more than the Bengals have. I mean, it's amazing. I have people coming up to me and say, "Man, LaSalle's always on the news. What's going on over there?" Show up and you'll find out.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks, Barrett. Well, if you want an opportunity to just show up, this is a great opportunity to just show up. Again, our retreat's on January the 9th. That's a Saturday from 9 to 3. Come and join other fellow alums. Come and join Father Kyle Schnippel and Bishop Joe Binzer as we talk about We Are Called for More. So we'll see you on the 9th.
Thanks for listening to Lancer Witness on the LaSalle Broadcasting Network.
If you have any questions or comments about this show or any other show, or ideas for future programs, please contact us at faith@lasallealc.com. That's faith@lasallealc.com.
LaSalle sports fans, the Sports Stag is back on January 27th, 2016, and you won't believe who's coming to the campus of LaSalle High School. The Hawk, Andre Dawson, an 8-time National League All-Star, 8 Gold Gloves, Rookie of the Year in 1977, Most Valuable Player in 1987, and one of 8 players with at least 300 home runs and 300 stolen bases in his career. Dawson was inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in 2010, and he's your special guest at the country's #1 sports stag. That's not all. Returning as our master of ceremonies is former Boston Red Sox shortstop and LaSalle great from the class of 1985, Tim Naehring. Don't miss this incredible night on Wednesday, January 27th, 2016. Secure your ticket today at LaSalleHS.net/stag. The LaSalle Sports Stag, where Lancer fans and baseball legends collide.